Okay, hello. Welcome back, everyone, to another Patch Notes review. So, my palette for today includes orange juice. And I'm making pasta, but I have the fire set to very low. So, I hope to get through this patch quickly so my food doesn't burn. Anyway, I just read the proposed Kale and Acel changes for 9.16. Now, as you may have noticed, this is 9.15. And I gotta say, I'm really excited for the Kale changes, even though I think they're kind of bad. And I'm not so excited for the Acel changes, and I think they're really bad. But that's next patch. So for this patch, let's get into it. Okay, we're keeping it relatively chill for the next few patches. Chunky Funky patch 9.14, okay. We're following some updates like Kiana. I'm actually confused. I think Kiana's OP, but you need to be good at her. Because I saw what Caps did with her. Jesus fucking Christ. But anyway, let's keep going. As on to the latest patch champions like Swain and Poppy. Oh god, is Swain's fucking infinite scaling coming in? I'm so ready. We also got some puffs. Okay, wait, let me make sure I'm not muted. Okay, good, I'm not. I always fucking make sure now, because one day it happened and I'll never live it down, because I had to redo the whole fucking thing. Anyway, some buffs for a few champions that could use a push in the current state of the game. Okay, cool. So they say they're going to slow things down, but not skin-wise. Skin-wise, they're coming in strong. So as you might see here, we have a total of 5 skins, technically. 6, based by tiles, but it's Project Irelia Prestige Edition, which looks really fucking sexy compared to the regular Irelia. Like, Project looks hot. Or Prestige, I mean. Prestige looks hot. The Warwick skin is absolutely fucking amazing. I think it's his best skin. Akali is colorful and has very weird colors. Jinx, I think, is the most lackluster one of all the Project skins. But I still like it. I think it's a decent skin. If I get it, I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to buy it, though. And Pyke, I honestly think is pretty good. I personally don't play Pyke, and I kind of hate Pyke. But the skin itself is rocking. I thought it could have been a little better, though. It's honestly not wowing me. Like, his whole thematic is he's like a fucking weird gay snake or something. I don't know. But it's decent. For Legendary, it's pretty decent. So, moving on to the champions. Evelynn. What do I think of Evelynn? Extremely good, but nerfed enough, but still good. Evelynn's niche is she has to wait to get the proc on you with her W. Once the W fully stacks, she will shred you. It doesn't matter if you're fucking an AD, which at that point you get one shot from her little wiener QE combo. Or if you're Nasus, because if you're Nasus, she can actually still shred you if she gets the W off. The W shred is insane. And I think Evelynn's really good. And she has a nice niche of being invisible all the time. And, you know, going in, maybe taking some damage, getting low, getting out, and then healing because of her passive. I think she was nerfed enough, and I honestly think she's in a good spot. She could be in a better spot, so I think we're going to see buffs. So let me see what's happening. We're slowing down Evelynn's clear speed, and especially in the early game. Wow. Okay, well, the change they did really means nothing, realistically, but I'm surprised they're thinking of nerfing her early game of anything, because Evelynn does not gank early game, and, like, I guess they're trying to prolong her ganking, because she really doesn't gank until 6. Or at least the ones in Myelo do. The good ones are supposed to, but, like, gank earlier, but they don't. In Myelo, they don't, fuck. But, yeah, I don't know if this is warranted, but I think this is the bare limit they should go to. If they nerf her anymore, I don't like it. Okay, Galio. The fucking person who got gutted and is, like, I think has the lowest play rate and win rate out of any single champion at all. His play rate is like, I think, less than 1%, and anytime he's picked, he just doesn't win. So it's actually kind of fucking hilarious. This champion sucks so much ass. So I know we're getting buffs. This has to be a buff or like another revert or something. Okay, let's see. Galio, passive cooldown scales with CDR. That's pretty good. Damage increased. Okay, cool. So the punch. And then E damage. Oh, cool. The other punch. Alright, so let's see. What did they do? 5 seconds by CDR. 15 to 200 And then the E base damage went up by 10. Honestly, this does fucking nothing. This does absolutely nothing, and it doesn't matter. It's not enough. Yeah, having the increased, like, cooldown on your passive with cool CDR is good. But what is that going to make it? Like, 2 seconds? So every other auto, you'll be, like, proccing your passive. But it doesn't matter because you're going to fucking die or not be able to reach the enemy. Or reach them and maybe proc it twice and then just die or something. And the E getting buffed by 10 damage, come on. This doesn't do anything. Galio's still ass. Okay, Graves. What do I think of Graves? Pretty weak. He used to be the most dominant jungler, and they hard nerfed him, and now he's almost never used. But he's decent for those who main him. So I'm expecting to see buffs. Okay. E armor per stack increased. Graves is underperforming across the board right now. I wonder why that is. I haven't really paid attention to who goes in the jungle anymore. I've sort of seen we're starting to shift back to tanks slowly. I've actually been getting a lot of Nautilus supports, and I've been loving it. I love the fucking tank support meta. I hate the... Okay, caster supports are decent. I hate mage supports, or just any support that's not really a support. But I think tanks are coming back. I don't really know what that means for Graves in the jungle. But they're increasing his armor per stack by actually a pretty fucking decent amount. If they have a enemy team that's stacked with AD, he actually will fare pretty well if he has his E stacked. That's really crazy, actually. That's pretty good. This is a good buff. Not crazy, but good. Okay, Karma. What do I think of Karma? Karma was OP because of something they buffed, and then they nerfed it, so I'm assuming we're going to see another nerf, maybe? I don't know why they would rebuff it after nerfing it, so let's see. Empowered E shield decreased. Yep, I was right. The 9/13 revert on Karma's movement speed wasn't enough. So, they're lowering the shield by 5. And hitting the AP ratio. This is fine. I mean, hopefully they don't over-nerf her to where she's not used as a support, because I think she's a pretty decent support, even though I think she's kind of ass. She's one of the decent ones. And I'd rather have her than a fucking Lissandra. But this is whatever. I think they shouldn't nerf her anymore. Pro play could suck my cock. Okay, Kha'Zix. I think Kha'Zix... and both Rengar, speaking of the fucking duo, is pretty weak. Assassins are starting to become weak, which means tanks might creep up again. What the fuck is this song? Oh, it's by Ramses B. Wow, I like Ramses B. I don't think I like the song, though. Okay. So, Kha'Zix, I'm assuming a buff. You don't crush bug crushes you. Base damage on Q is going up by 10. I don't know if that affects the empowered or the evolved one as well. If so, it's a decent buff, very tiny but decent. But again, not anything too crazy. This is whatever. He could use more buffs. What LeBlanc? What do I think of LeBlanc? I think she's never fucking used, so that must mean she's bad. But I hope to God they don't overbuff her, because I don't want it to become a mirror of Season 4, where you needed to play LeBlanc mid lane or you were trolling. Or Syndra. Okay, so E base root damage increased. Again, by 10, same Kha'Zix treatment. Pretty okay, but nothing really crazy. Nothing to matter. Lucian, what do I think of Lucian? I think Lucian is okay. I think he's kind of fallen off. I think he's probably going to get a buff. And I think he's not used in pro play that much, which really says he needs a buff. Because they love seeing fucking Lucian in pro play. He's like the fucking crowd pleaser. Lucian is underperforming at most levels of solo queue play, and while he's more present in higher skill brackets, his clear weakness encounters make him risky. Okay. His Q is going up by 5, which is whatever. His name strike, okay, 5, 10. Okay, Kha'Zix treatment. Same deal. Lissandra, what do I think of Lissandra? I think after her passive got reworked, people tried her out, she was decent, and then she just fell off. So I'm assuming to see buffs. So Lissandra is getting a health buff. Okay. Health growth buff. That's actually pretty decent. Wait, this is actually pretty good. And the R... Okay, this song sucks ass too. There we go. And the R is getting an AP ratio buff, which isn't bad. I think this definitely helps Lissandra out a decent amount. The main problem is with Lissandra is her range. She has really good safety and survivability and CC. It's just her range is fucking wiener. But if you just over buff her with damage, it kind of balances out. Because yeah, you have to go in, but then you do nuke damage. You just nuke someone. Or just initiate, freeze yourself, then the team comes in. I remember I saw a good Lissandra once. That bitch did not fuck around. That bitch was crazy, actually. But I kind of like this. I like that they're buffing Lissandra. I might play her eventually. I can't wait to get the Swain change, dude. The Swain change I'm going to be really happy about. Okay, Lucian. Lucian right now, I can really speak about this one because I'm an AD main. What do they say? Our base damage increased late. Okay, that's not his problem, but... Okay, so ever since... Lucian's always decent, right? You pick Lucian if you don't know how to play Draven and you want to win the early to mid game. And you're aggressive. Because Lucian's really good at that. But if you're bad at Draven, you play Lucian. But Draven is ultimately the better Lucian in my eyes. Draven will just do more damage. And is better late. Lucian, on the other hand, is easier and is pretty good early versus most other ADs just because of his passive. If you know how to trade on Lucian effectively, you can almost always win the early game if you have a competent support. Whether you scale into the late game, now that's a different question. Lucian always has been an AD that's not good because he has 500 range, I believe. It's definitely not over 500. I know at the very most it's 500. And that makes him very, like, weak in a sense. And just his build path in general. Like, he's more of like a tank buster AD, but he's not Vayne. So it's kind of weird, the position he's in. He's decent, but he's definitely not good late game. And the main thing that was very unique to his kit was his R, the culling. The culling, it says it does a lot of damage, which is very misleading because it kind of doesn't. And that's for the pure fact that its damage is calculated per shot, which makes it weird. But makes it so you can proc, like, you know, Black Cleaver and Blade, well, not Blade, Black Cleaver on each shot, and just start shredding tanks. But they took out the thing that was special to it, which it absolutely annihilated minion waves. It did 400% damage to minion waves. They nerfed that to 200%. And Lucian was already not that good, and he just went even deeper below in the ground. Now they're deciding, hey, we want to show him some love, because, I don't know, project skins are coming back out. They reminded maybe he has a project skin too. Maybe we should buff him. I don't know. Honestly, he needs a lot more than this, I believe, if they want him to be back in the meta and or good. He's decent if you're an AD main, but if not, why play him? You're just going to get shit on and be useless later. But anyway, so they're increasing the base damage per shot of the ult. Again, this really does not too much. His ult isn't the important part of his kit. It's good for finishing someone off or, you know, gaining move speed or just poking. But it's not a good ult by any means late game. It's more used for utility or just finishing someone off. And this realistically does nothing to help him with that, like his late game. Anyway, moving on. Malphite. So, what do I think of Malphite? Ever since his rework, I've only seen him played in ARAM. Because I, for the most part, play some ARAM too, along with ranked. Once I get tilted off ranked, which is very fast, I just play ARAM, and I've seen him once, and he didn't really do much besides just ult. So it doesn't really feel like his new kit is all that good for anything else but just ult, which is what he was before. So, his Q slow increased, giving him more utility. W base cleave damage increased. Wow, so the new W is already fucking bad. I can tell now. The slow on the Q is decent. It's whatever. Basic cleave, 34, 90. Cleave damage not trigger Hunter's Talisman. This is useless. Now cast at max range if outside of max range. Okay, so just a quality of life thing. This does absolutely fucking nothing. So let's move on. Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos was one of the people who got updated to be one of the special CC fucking gay people, where she can stop all dashes. So, let's see. Last patch sets of changes actually reduced Poppy's solo queue performance. How the fuck? So we're buffing her a tiny bit so things end up more net neutral. Movement speed on the W is 40. Interesting. Will this do anything? No. Did the last patch do something? Probably, but I don't remember. I don't think Poppy's that good right now either way. And they're not super buffing tanks from what I can see so far, so that's interesting. Okay, Kiana. I'm assuming because of caps, and specifically because of caps, and how he just one-shots people, I think she's just gonna get nerfed. Because of pro play, she's probably an animal. Anyway, let's see. E no longer damages targets outside of its range. That's fair. Our cooldown now scales. That's also fair. Health packs and ARM now grant her river. What? Cast E sets range reads more accurately when targets flash or dash away. Now, even if she cast it within range at the time, Audacity shouldn't damage as if they're visually out of the range by the time it lands. Okay. And now, since players have had time to use the R, they're nerfing it. Yeah, bullshit. You're just nerfing it, not because people had time with it, because it's OP. Kiana can now empower her blade with River from health packs in Howling Abyss. What if the health pack isn't there? Audacity. Now only damages targets if within 250 range at the end of the dash. Okay, that's fair. And then the cooldown 120, 108. Oh, so it's actually buffed late. Holy shit, that's really good. I think Kiana's still really good. I think she might be super fun if you're good with her, and I think she's a really fun and unique assassin. Good champion, right? I'm probably never going to play her, though. Dairoom Ball. What do I think of Dairoom Ball? After the changes they made to him where you actually can't spam his abilities, I just stopped playing him. Like, I don't play him at all anymore. But I think he's decent. You only pick Rumble for the team fight. I picked Rumble before because he was fun in lane. But now you just pick him for fucking team fight potential. And if you don't get Kennen. That's the only reason I would see you pick Rumble. You don't get Kennen or you don't know how to jungle and you only play Rumble. So I'm assuming we're going to see buffs. Rumble shouldn't be able to shrug off damage so early easily. Wow, we're seeing nerfs. I guess because of jungle Rumble. I heard Rumble jungle is the Rumble to go. Yeah, they're just straight nerfing the shield. This actually will do a lot for his early clear, I think. And just how healthy he gets out. I think they're trying to push him out of the jungle, realistically. So, Soraka. Moving on to the banana. What do I think of Soraka? I think we need to go back to the Ardent meta. That's what I fucking think. So, the Q damage was buffed. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because Soraka used to be, like, really good at poking with the E. And if they just transfer that to the Q, which also heals her, that's going to be scary. Because a good Soraka... If you're against a good Soraka, and the good Soraka knows what she's doing, she has good poke, which then translates to her being healthy and the AD being even healthier. So unless you all in and one-shot her, if she's good at landing her Qs, that lane is going to be a living hell, ironically. And then R. What are they doing to her R? Soraka's R, which now probably goes on cooldown when she dies while casting. Okay, so just a bug fix. Decent buff to Soraka, but I'm scared. Okay, here we go, Swain. Reverting back to the old range strength Q is a really awkward situation. You miss more frequently after pulling somebody rooted from max energy. Oh wait, did they already change Swain from last patch? Oh shit, did I forget? Wait, I need to look this up now. LeagueofLegends.com/EN for English. I actually forgot, because I was... Okay, wait, hold on, let me fucking see this shit. 9.15. Where's 9.14? It's not here. Okay, 9.14, here we go. Oh wow, there's a lot of shit in here. Okay, let me scroll all the way down. Swain. Yeah, it was. Wow, I should have been playing fucking Swain. Holy fuck. I'm a fucking idiot. Wow. Well, I know what I might do later on now. Oh, fuck. Okay. Interesting. Alright, yeah. So Swain has changed, and he got buffed. Amazing. I like it. Syndra. So, I'm assuming since Syndra still isn't played, they're gonna buff her until she's a problem, because that's all Syndra could be. She's either really bad or a problem, which means really good. Oh god, I'm shuddering at the thoughts of Season 4. Press R, win lane. Anyway, our damage per sphere increased late. Okay, they're not touching it early, which is important. I'm perfectly fine with if Syndra gets to late game, she should be like one-shotting people. Which ironically this doesn't really do. But Like her lore, Syndra's lore is that she's an extremely overpowered, naturally talented, gifted Omega mage, but she just needs to learn how to control her power, and she's kind of evil. But her whole lore is like she's fucking powerful. The only person I know of who's like above that, just like how much they suck lore wise with power, is Vhagar. And ironically, Syndra like didn't think Vhagar a competent mage, but now she's realizing, wait a minute, this motherfucker can kill us all. Cause lore, oh my god, I fucking love this shit. I'm gonna go on a tangent now. Lore wise, Vhagar can fucking end the entire League universe. He could create a Big Bang. He's that fucking powerful, but he's so stupid that all he does, or maybe he's nice too, that all he does is just make a fucking contraption made out of balloons to try and steal some big stupid metal thing in Bandle City, which is the mothership, which is like some alien shit. Like that was his plan. He's the one of the most powerful, if not most powerful mage in all of like Runeterra, lore wise. But he just doesn't use his magic. He decides to make fucking balloon shits. Like, come on, cuh. And like Syndra didn't take him seriously, but now she's figuring it out. Like, wait a minute, I'm strong, but what is he? He's God. I fucking love Vhagar. But anyway, yeah. Lore wise, she's supposed to blow people up and like just rape. And she kind of doesn't. She used to in season 4, but my problem was she did it once she hit 6. Once she hit 6, you fucking lost. You got stunned, you got R'd, you died, you lost the lane. If I feel like she has to play safe and maybe try and get like actual pokin and then kill you and not just one shot you. But late game, if she can get to late, her passive makes her scale well too, because her passive, the more ranks and the more full ranks and all the abilities you get, the more power you get. So it's like, I think it's fair. I think it's fair her late game should be really good. Will this really do a lot? No. Will it do something? Yes, because it's per ball. So technically, I forgot what the max ball slapping face limit is. I know the minimum is 3 because of the 3 orbiting her. The maximum might be on top of that 4, so it might be 7. So we're talking about potentially 70 extra damage. Maybe. But yeah, a decent buff. Maybe she needs a little bit more. For late game. Okay, Vayne. Let me see this. I'm assuming Vayne might get nerfed, because whenever they talk about Vayne, she's a problem. Especially after that fucking, like, tiny, weird little buff rework they did to her. Way back when. She's only been getting, like, fucking nerfed after that, I think. So let's see what's happening with Vayne. E wall hit damage, increased damage now applied instantly. Wow, finally! What? 150% of condemns damage. That's pretty decent. But the best thing is it deals condemns damage instantly. Holy shit. That was one of my biggest pet peeves. My fucking good lord. When you would E a minion as Vayne to try and kill it, like under tower, you'd E it, it'd fly back, and then once it stopped flying back, then it would die. And it would annoy the fucking shit out of me. Holy fuck. It was so annoying. I'm really glad they're changing that. Oh, that's so good. Okay, Xerath. They are nerfing but slightly buffing him. I think the range he has late on his ult is unique, but nerfing it by 600 is fine. To have it at all points in the game, that's really good. And he's getting it a lot earlier too. That's really fucking good. I think Xerath is one of the champions where if you're good with him, he has almost no inherent weakness unless you could get on him and he's stupid. Where he could just like AFK fucking poke, kill, set up, long range, fire hell at you. Like, he's crazy. If you're good at him, he's fucking crazy. Especially late game. His Q's on a 2-second cooldown and does more than one shot of his ulti, and it does nuke ass damage. And it's technically AoE, so you can hit the whole team with one Q on a 2-second cooldown doing nuke ass damage. It's actually statistically crazy how good Xerath is. It's just he's really hard to play sometimes. And he has no fucking mobility. But that makes up for it by the range. But I don't know. I think Xerath is really good. I'm a purveyor of Xerath myself. So them changing this is really good, and it actually really does plan his thematic of he's just going to rape you from long range like in the Talia trailer. So I like this. Or not in the Talia trailer, in the video where Talia was like going towards him and you didn't even see him, he was just shooting his ulti off. Which is cool. This song fucking blows ass. Get the shit out of here. Okay, anyway. Victory defeat banners. Mac users rejoice. You'll no longer see static victory defeat banners. Wow. And they'll now scale. Okay. No! They're removing the old cursor. Wow. That's crazy. Darren's unempowered basic attacks now properly deal damage in Mordekaiser's art. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not reading this shit. Upcoming skins and chromas. Like I said, I already talked about these skins a tad bit. But the Jinx skin... Okay, you know I already talked about these. I don't need to talk to them again. The chromas, however, look hot as fuck. And I think if it wasn't Tristana... I think Tristana might have gotten this first. I'm not too sure. But I think Pyke is the first legendary skin to get chromas if it wasn't Dragon Trainer Trist. And they look fucking sexy. I hope they give more chromas to legendaries. So that way in 2 years when the fucking Essence Emporium comes back, we'll have them for blue Essence. And we won't have to buy them with fucking money. But yeah, these chromas look really fucking hot. And I like them. So anyway, that's the patch. Honestly, I'm gonna say pretty good patch. A lot of people who I thought needed nerfs got nerfs. A lot of people who I thought needed buffs, I think got buffed. And only a couple people got the opposite of what I was expecting. Not a big crazy patch, just a patch to fix things, but I guess that's what we'll expect until Worlds comes out. But the skins are nice, so I got no problems here. But I'm really looking forward to next patch and seeing if those Kale and ASOL changes come out. I'm also a purveyor of ASOL, but I'll talk about it more if they come out next patch, because I'm not going to waste my time saying how stupid Riot is with their balancing sometimes if they don't even roll out these stupid changes. But rating this patch, I'll give this shit... I'll give it a solid 7 Marc Merrills out of 10 Marc Merrills. I think it was decent. Not reinventing the wheel, not terrible by any means, just normal. Which is surprising. We haven't had a normal patch in God knows how long. So, there it is. 7 out of 10 Marc Merrills. I hope you enjoyed. Stick around soon, and I might be back streaming. I'm just going to check on my pasta, make it, maybe watch something, and then I'll be back if you're interested. No one watches this, so I don't really know who I'm talking to. But I put it out there. So, I hope you enjoyed.